Why didn't Rick Beato release this Giacomo Tour video? That's what we all want to know. Yes, the Giacomo Tour scandal has upset the guitar community on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and all over social media. And Rick Beato released a video entitled, "I Didn't Want to Comment on This, But," which is right here and has 1.6 million views on it. In that video, he goes on to give the reason for why he didn't release the live playing recording studio video of Giacomo Turra in his studio. I reveal the real reason for why he didn't release this video at the end of this video, so watch all the way to the end. Okay, let's start at the beginning. Who is Rick Beato? And I am a big fan. I'm sure you're a big fan. Here we are on YouTube, and it's like he's the top of the food chain as far as music people goes. Let's get specific. Who is Rick Beato? Rick Beato is a retired music producer / studio owner, a retired musician, guitar player, a retired music educator, and currently a professional YouTuber. So I want to start with that as our premise. Now let's get to the live playing of Giacomo Turra. What was the intention of bringing Giacomo Turra into Rick Beato's studio and recording some kind of instrumental funk piece live so that it could be put out on Rick Beato's channel? What were these guys thinking? Like, have you ever seen a Rick Beato video of an instrumentalist playing one of their original pieces without an interview, a story, something interesting going on? Like, no. So that question perplexes me right off the get. It's like, what was the purpose of him going into the studio at all? So let's get to the reason for why Rick Beato says that they didn't release this live playing video. And I quote, "Giacomo Turra couldn't play well enough to be on my channel," as in Rick's channel. So couldn't play well enough to be on Rick Beato's channel. What? Like, I just don't get it. Like why? Why would he be playing on your channel to begin with? Do you all of a sudden feature instrumental guitar players performances without the story or without the interview? Like, what's the point to all this? I'm getting to why here in a second. What happened? Giacomo Turra went in there. They had a little chit chat. He recorded an instrumental piece live, and they shook hands, and he walked out the door. And like a day later, Rick looked at the footage and said, "Nah, it's just not good enough." Or even better yet, while it was happening, he said, "No, Giacomo Turra's playing is just not up to snuff here. I'm going to not release this video." Am I going to tell Giacomo after he's done playing here live in the studio that I'm not going to release the video? I'm not sure. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. And Rick, we'd love to know that information. Did Giacomo expect the video to be coming out? So we're getting to the crux of this video, which I've been making you wait for. The real reason why Rick Beato didn't release the Giacomo Tour video is because it wouldn't get views. This is about video views. Let's go back to the beginning of the video. Who is Rick Beato right now? He's a professional YouTuber with a staff of people who help him produce a YouTube channel with millions and millions of views and followers on the channel. This isn't really about showcasing instrumental funk guitar players. Otherwise, we'd have seen the Corey Wong video by now. If there's one out there, send me the link. But yeah, this is about views. This is not the quality of playing. Who made Rick Beato the biggest critic of whether or not music is good or not? I guess he slowly built up that reputation over time with his critiquing music videos of maybe the top 40 charts or stuff like that. But the real reason why Rick doesn't put out that video is because he felt like it would flop. Like it would get no views. And until there was actually a scandal in place around Giacomo Turra, Rick never even mentioned his name. So he had him into his studio. They did a video. It was never released. And the whole team said, this is not quality enough to get a lot of videos. Then, once there's a scandal, all of a sudden I didn't want to comment on this, but video comes out about Giacomo Turra. So there wasn't a video about Giacomo Turra by Rick Beato that would get a lot of views until the I didn't want to comment on this, but video came out. So yeah, this is all about views, man. Was Rick lying about whether or not he was good enough to be on his channel? No, I don't think he was lying. I think that was one truth in amidst 10 other truths for why that video never got made. There not being a good enough, interesting story or interview or like whatever video they did in conjunction with him playing that guitar, which I'm sure they did, just wasn't interesting enough or would get enough search engine traffic and views online for it to be released. So, was Giacomo Turra good enough to be on his channel? If there was an interesting enough story along with the playing that he did, whatever that was. So it's all about the story. It's all about video views and really nothing else. So is Rick Beato lying? No. Is he telling 10% of the entire picture of the truth? Yes. He's not telling the entire story there, but hey, whatever. I mean, it's his channel. Do I think that Rick Beato is proud of the whole experience? No, I don't. He probably wishes he had never had Giacomo Tour in the studio. He probably wishes that he never made this video in response to the scandal that says, I didn't want to comment on this, but because it kind of does make him look a little bit like critical of other musicians, and he probably doesn't want to take that stance on independent musicians. It's a little easier when it's the top 40, when he's making remarks on that. But when it's other musicians who are just out here hustling, he probably doesn't want to do that. So I bet you he wishes he never even heard the name Giacomo Turra. But yes, that's why he made this response video, because of video views. That's why he never released the Gakamo Tour live jamming video, whichever that was, because of video views. This is all about YouTube and views. So don't think that it's all about Giacomo Turra's ability to play live in the studio. I mean, I'm sure if they did an hour of playing in the studio, they could come up with something that was good enough to pass Rick Beato's barometer of what good music is, if there was an interesting story attached to it, like a great interview or something that Giacomo brought to the table that would bring views, but he didn't on that day. So anyway, that's a little more of the full story. I've been making a ton of YouTube content in the last, I don't know, couple years, 10 years, 14 years. Subscribe to my channel here if you'd like to hear more. I've got performance videos and lots of live stuff. I've done over 2,000 shows all over the country. I've got 10 albums on Spotify, and I invite you to check out my music. Talk to you later. Bye. I still love Rick Beato. His heart's in the right place. I'm sure you do too. Bye.